Welcome to Positive Talk Daily. My name is Mr. Positive. Today on Positive Talk Daily, are you tired of paying postpaid service? Postpaid service is a contract plan. Today we're going to compare the differences, the positives and negatives of postpaid service versus prepaid. Now, both services, if you're on contract, great. If you're on prepaid, great. Both services have their benefits. Both benefits have their ups and their downs. Okay, so we're going to start out with prepaid. Prepaid is usually the option that most people who are just looking for, say, a budget smartphone, something like this Motorola device. You may be looking for something that's just an average smartphone that you're just going to use. You don't care if it's got one camera or two cameras or can shoot in 4K video or even just a standard, 1080p definition. You don't really care what it does as long as it works well and does what it's supposed to do. That's what most people are looking for. And most of the time, most consumers are looking for the cheapest they can get, especially during 2025. And we all know that things are expensive, super expensive. And prepaid is growing in huge numbers now. People walk into Walmart, they walk out with either Motorola, Samsung, iPhone, you name it. You can get any phone on prepaid. Now you can always go for used phones in the eBay circuit, Facebook Marketplace, but then you got to worry about scams, people selling knockoff smartphones like we showed you with the fake iPhone the other day. There's a lot of that going on, especially on eBay, and people claim that it's a real iPhone on third-party shopping apps like Temu, and even websites like wherever you may shop. Okay, but you also have to look out for, with prepaid, you also get to choose the plans you want. So if you're not someone who uses a lot of data, you could. The great news is there's plenty of data plans. And a lot of them have at least 5 gigabytes. I've seen $25 plans on Boost Mobile that have up to 5 gigs of data. You can go as high as 30 gigabytes monthly and pay $75 a month, which is considered unlimited on postpaid service. Okay. Another good thing about prepaid is you don't have to worry about hidden fees. You're paying what you pay. You can do auto pay, save $10. You can do auto pay, save $5. If you have 2 lines of service on prepaid, on some prepaid carriers, you can save $10 with 2 lines. 1 line, you can save $5. So let's say your bill is $55 a month, you can bring that down to $50 a month. So there's a lot of good things about prepaid than postpaid. Okay, some of the stuff they don't tell you on prepaid services, on prepaid, is there's also incentives. Let's say you port in a phone number, which you get with postpaid as well, but with prepaid, you can port in your phone number to, say, Metro by T-Mobile, US Cellular, Boost Mobile, not just US Cellular, but for prepaid anyway. You can port your number into AT&T prepaid, Verizon, and get just as good of deals. You can get just as good of a deal porting your number into prepaid, a prepaid carrier, than you can on contract. Okay. Now you may not get the latest and greatest smartphone, and that's why a lot of people do the prepaid or the postpaid route. A lot of people do the postpaid route because they can save and get the latest phone. So they can go into a Verizon and pay for just the state tax, which is usually $30, $40, $50, depending on what state you live in. Some states it's not even that bad, really. And you might walk out with a phone that you would have walked into Walmart and paid $40 for a Motorola phone like this, but you walk out with, say, a iPhone 15 or 16 or the latest Samsung or something, or the Pixel phones. You won't get that on prepaid. Okay, now prepaid you can do like installments through a web-based service, or if the carrier you go through, like US Cellular, a lot of companies like Cricket Wireless are now doing that, where you can do installments. So it's similar to being on a postpaid service. You just pay your monthly service plus your phone. Total by Verizon is now doing that. You just port a phone number in, get an iPhone, SE, or you can get an iPhone 12 or 13. So you may not get the latest smartphone, but look for those deals. That's what's great about prepaid, because there's like hundreds of them out there. There's Mint Mobile if you sign up for 3 months of service. Cricket Wireless has got a deal. If you sign up for 2 months of service, you can get an iPhone 14 for like a 99 bucks. So you're still paying $300, but you're paying for 3 months of service. So that is actually a really solid deal. I was actually looking into that myself. There's also Boost Mobile, where if you if you port in your phone number, you can get the brand new iPhone 16e for $199, which is a good deal. That's a flagship chipset with an A18 chipset, like the iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max, and you got pretty decent specs overall. So it's pretty much a flagship level phone for $199. Who wouldn't do that? Same goes with Samsung. There's a lot of different Samsung phones you can get on prepaid, but you're not going to get the highest end phone unless you're paying, full price, and that's why a lot of people rather do the prepaid. Now on postpaid, they're going to try to bundle in a free tablet. There's obviously catches to it. There's no such thing as a free tablet. There's taxes and stuff like that. You'll bundle in an Apple Watch, Apple tablet, like I did. They'll also bundle in, a lot of these companies like Verizon will throw in Xbox if you want, or something like that. But you have to have good credit. And if you don't have good credit, they're also going to run your credit, and you're going to have to pay a deposit. With prepaid, you ain't going to have to worry about that, because you can just walk in and get a phone. And that's what you would do if you're trying to compare, if you're trying to go prepaid versus contract. The other thing is, you're not locked to any hidden fees on prepaid. Prepaid, you're locked to hidden fees. Postpaid, you have tons of fees. Your first month's bill is going to have phone tax, insurance that sometimes you can't decline. They'll just throw it in there anyway. State taxes, things like that. You aren't told when you first sign up, and that's a scam in itself. A lot of these, people will tell you, a lot of these sales people, you walk into a Verizon, oh, you're not getting the same service towers as you would on contract over prepaid. Because I even walked into an AT&T one time. Me and my mom went to AT&T just to see what they had, and they told us that you had to pay. They said that they don't really do business with the prepaid side. So they told us to go to Walmart or because again, they're there to make money on the contract side, because they make money based on, making a profit. They have to make basically as I said, they work on contracts. So they're trying to get those contracts so they can make money. Okay. And that's understood. They ain't making money off prepaid. So it sucks, but that's the truth. So that's why I always say, it depends on what you want. If you want to pay a high monthly bill with hidden fees, go with contracts. If that's all you've always done, and that's how you get your best phones, and that's what a lot of people do. They want to pay, monthly installments to get the best phone, and that's usually what you'll get. You'll pay one-time fee, well, not only one-time fee, but you'll pay a tax, take the phone home, then you're good to go. But you pay that over a month on top of your phone bill. Walk in, pay full price on prepaid, but you own it. If you get tired of that network, move on to another one. You can keep your number and bring it to a new carrier. That's what's great about prepaid. Now, there are some advantages to the contract side. Like I said, if you want the newest phones, you're going to pay a little bit less. You will be also taxed, but, you're not going to have to worry. Like, say you want that iPhone 16. Okay, pretty simple. Most people do. Yeah, you can do that, walk out, pay. And there's a lot of decent deals on postpaid too, if you know where to look. But watch out for the hidden fees. That's the biggest thing with contract. They'll tell you, oh, it's like prepaid. It's not like prepaid. It's totally different. And if they tell you it's the same, and a lot of these prepaid salespeople will tell you that you're not going to get the same networks as you will on prepaid. Like prepaid, you're not going to get they'll tell you you're not going to get the same network on prepaid as you will on contract. They'll tell you the network's stronger, which is BS. You're still going to get 5G plus. You're still going to get 4G LTE if you live in an area that supports that. Okay, all these contract carriers and prepaid carriers are using the same towers, the same networks. It's not any different. It's all a lie. It's all to get you to suck you in and spend more money. Okay. Now the thing with contracts as well is obviously they're in it to make a commission. Okay, and they have to make money off commission because a lot of these guys do not make commissions off prepaid phones, and that's why they'll tell you go to Walmart, things like that. Okay. Something like this, you walk into your local, and they sell these phones everywhere. This is a Moto G Play 2024. Now, it's not a 5G smartphone, and most people are not going to want a phone like this. They're going to think it sucks, that it's not for them. But this phone's really not that bad. You walk in, and a lot of the iPhones they're selling today, that they're selling today don't even come with a 90 hertz refresh rate. Most of them are coming with just a standard 60 hertz. You can walk into Walmart right now, purchase a Samsung Galaxy A16 with a 90 hertz refresh rate, a decent camera, and 5G connectivity. And you can get this for $30 and still have a relatively good phone. Screen is decent. It's got decent cameras. Now, it's not for shooting 4K video or anything like that, but if you're just looking for a basic phone that can open up the basic phone app, make a phone call, do a text message, browse the web a little bit, and even play some maybe some light games and stuff, this phone's going to work fine. Even Facebook loads just really good on here. And it's smooth. It's not that slow, depending on your internet connection. But you can see here, it loads just fine. You know what I mean? But as I was saying again, it really depends on what you're looking for. You can get really solid phones. You can go with last year's iPhone and buy it out on eBay for a lot of people will sell their hand-me-down smartphones from a few years ago, and those are going to work just as good. You may just want to look into the battery because it may need a battery replacement over time. But you can get phones used on eBay or something, or you don't have to pay full price like these people say you have to. You don't have to walk into Verizon and pay $300 a month for a phone or for a phone plan just for 3 people. A lot of these companies will tell you that you can't use the other networks. Prepaid is the way to go. Prepaid is definitely the way to go. If you're looking to save money in 2025, you don't want to break the bank, this is the way to go. Walk in, you own a phone for $30, you can buy a case for it online, and you're good to go. Avoid Apple insurance. Avoid buying accessories. They try to put it into a 24-month plan, so you pay more. Phone plans right now, phone bills, especially on a contract, almost as high as a car bill, just to pay a monthly bill on your new vehicle. So it's time to think about prepaid. For Mr. Positive Live, I'm Mr. Positive. Go with prepaid, please. Prepaid is